Bada boom, realest one in the room. How you doing? I'm a certified G, bona fide stud. You can't teach that. And you are tuned in to IYH.
Hi, this is Allin, and you're watching In Your House podcast. This is Alexis Littlefoot, the Big Flexer, and this is In Your House.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. Wheels and boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I'm in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And, guys, it's Thursday. And you know what that means. That means it's the day after Dynamite, which means myself and the boys, we're going to talk a little AEW Dynamite because it is time for the AEW Dynamite review show. And joining me like they do every week is, of course, our elder statesman here at In Your House. He does his thing over on Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room. This man stays incredibly busy. He was incredibly busy this past week, and he's the OG of professional wrestling, Tony Gonzalez. What is up, man?
Oh, I'm looking forward to talking some wrestling. Had a great weekend with WCW at Comic-Con. They knocked it out of the park. The place they were set up had about 300 seats set in it, and I would say they were capacity and probably another 100 people standing, probably 80% of the time.
Wow.
So they knocked it out. Comic-Con was pretty cool. It was a busy place. I think it was busier than it was the last time we was there. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, busy is a good problem to have, man. You got people coming in, checking out the shows, seeing what's going on at Comic-Con, and I saw so many people talking about it, so many billboards that I see because I work in Indianapolis down by the airport, so you see billboards advertising the Comic-Con and everything. So it sounds like things were great, and you guys had a great event, a great series of events through the 3 days that you guys were there. So that is absolutely great. Great to hear that things were busy and booming and you guys had a great time. So that's always great to hear. But of course, I got to bring in my guy over here. He does an amazing job producing the shows and helping put things together here at In Your House. He's the producer of the show. On Wednesdays, we talk WCW, but every day, he's the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, brother man?
How goes it, house? How goes it, household? OG Tony working. The Comic-Con was bigger this year. They knew you were coming. They were like, we got to see this sideshow attraction. The oldest man on the internet doing his thing. Great. I love hearing it, Tony. I love when you tell us about how Gonzo's doing and how you guys are just moving and getting more and more out there.
Oh yeah,
House. You know it. We're ready to talk AEW. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what we do here on Thursdays. We talk some AEW. And I got to tell you, this episode sparked my interest. Now, I'm not saying it was a great episode. I'm not saying they knocked it out of the park. Excuse me. I'm not saying this is the best Dynamite of the year. But it was an interesting Dynamite. And I'll tell you exactly why. There was a lot of different faces on this episode.
Yeah.
That was one big thing that I had in my notes on my notepad on my phone when I was taking notes watching the show. We saw Shane Taylor Promotions. That was the first time I saw Trish Adora on Dynamite. Shane Taylor on Dynamite. You know, I think Lee Moriarty, he's been on Dynamite a few times because he's been with the company for like so long. But like, I can't remember the last time I saw Sean Dean on Dynamite. You know, a lot of Carly Bravo. I don't remember the last time I seen Carly Bravo on Dynamite. All of Shane Taylor Promotions were there, and they absolutely decimated the members of the Death Riders that were available. And I was like, holy hell. This is what we're doing right now? Are we really going to bring in this faction to completely decimate one of the two biggest factions on Dynamite? One of them being the Don Callis family, the other one being the Death Riders. And Shane Taylor Promotions, even though Shane Taylor lost the Continental Championship match, man, they put a beating on Death Riders. That was crazy to me. Really crazy. Then later on in the show, when MJF arrived finally, he had paid off Jay Lethal, and I think the tag team is called Twist and Flip. And they were on Dynamite. And I was like, when was the last time Jay Lethal was on Dynamite? Can't remember the last time I saw him on Dynamite, let alone Lee Johnson. So that's crazy. And then later on in the night, as the night continued, and we had the women's Owen Cup semifinals. We had Sky Blue, who we talked about on this show, myself and Voy, all of us did, but me and Voy specifically really took a liking to Sky Blue when she, notoriously made herself Sky Red back at Blood and Guts. And we all heard about Siri. I know I was reading it like the day before that she might not be able to compete. She might not be cleared to compete in the Owen on Dynamite. And she wasn't able to, unfortunately. She wasn't able to compete in there, so she had to relinquish her spot. It was another young lady who they had rumored that was going to take her place, and it wasn't her. It was Maya World. And we've seen Maya World before. Maya World recently signed to AEW just in the last few months. Really took a big opportunity when another women's tag team, who I'm not going to name them because I'm not going to keep going into that and go into that diatribe all over again, but didn't want to eat a pin on a buy-in, their pre-show. So Maya World was part of a tag team with another young lady, and they took that opportunity. And because they took that opportunity on the pre-show, lost like they were supposed to, they ended up getting contracts out of it. So now fast forward to yesterday, June 10th, Cincinnati, Ohio, Summer Blockbuster. Maya World, who probably nobody thought she was going to win. I mean, if you thought she was going to win as a stand-in, I mean, I got some great oceanside property that I can sell you in Montana at a really great price. So
Montana's nice.
Yeah, man. Oceanside too. So Maya World not only went in there and took that spot, but she won. She won and she's moving on. I love it. I love this. Once again, not a great episode, not episode of the year, decent episode in my mind, but that all those new faces really stood out to me and was a big talking point for me. So much I put it in my notes. I'm like, I put a lot of new faces on Dynamite. So I just really enjoyed that. OG, what was your overall thoughts on this episode? I know we talked about it in the group chat a little bit. It didn't blow you away, but I'll give you a chance to elaborate here as far as what you like and what you didn't like. We'll go deeper in that on the loves and lows on the second half of the episode. But what's your overall thoughts on this episode of Dynamite?
I mean, I agree with you. They did have a lot of different faces on there, which is not a bad thing. My only thing is, are they going to keep that up?
Yeah.
Just for an episode, or I mean, I'm not expecting all of them to get TV time because there's so many. They got so much talent. It's hard to do that. But at least I expect a couple of them to continue. I hope. Yeah. But one of them that has continued, and it's the thing I liked, is Leo Rush. Leo Rush wasn't in a big spotlight, but in a way wasn't a big spotlight. So he wasn't in a match, but he was a big part of that match. Yep. And so I love what they're doing with Leo Rush. I mean, the episode was a little, how do I put this? I'm going to say a little bit maybe filler, but it
Yeah.
wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, was it great? No, but I mean, like when I went to look at my lows, I didn't have a lot of lows. I didn't have a lot of loves either, but I did. It wasn't a bad episode. It was a decent watch. I thought the Swerve Strickland match was pretty good,
Oh yeah.
especially the last 5 minutes. I thought really picked up. I thought again though I worry about what they're doing with Brody King. I'm wondering if they missed the boat.
Yeah. I'm right there
I'm
with you.
worried. I'm worried for that. I mean, I am interested in where they're going with Andrade. I mean, they keep kind of hinting at things, so I kind of like that. Uh, though the one thing, it's not a low for me, not a low. So I'll go ahead and say it. I'm not a fan, and I said this in the group chat thing. Uh, I'm not a big fan of the cage match they got coming up
Yeah.
from a storyline viewpoint. Now, will the match be fine? Yes, the match will be good. I
Yeah.
don't know what 6 guys are going to be on each side, but I think you could have did a cage match between Briscoe and MJF.
Yeah.
Why did we? Why are we going this route? I just don't quite understand
I got
that.
thoughts, but I'll save it when you're done. Go ahead.
So, but again, I thought it was a pretty decent episode. It was a pretty easy watch. It wasn't like that. I hated anything. It's nice to see Darby Allin back. I think they need that. I
No.
I,
Yeah.
I think they needed that spark. Well, me and Voice talked a little bit about Kevin Knight. I tell you, I'm liking Kevin Knight with Don Callis more. I think he needed to be with Don Callis. My only issue is again, there's so many people in there, but maybe this is a way that they're going to trim some of that out.
Yeah.
So
Kind of. Yeah.
yeah, so we'll see there. But I think it was actually I think it was a smart move to put Kevin Knight with Don Callis because I don't know how he would have been by himself.
Yeah, that's what me and Kevin were kind of talking about last week, where I said I kind of wanted to see him kind of do his own thing for like a month or two before he joined the Don Callis family, because I do like him with the Don Callis family. I'm not going to say that I don't. I just wish there was a little bit of gap of time in between. That was my only critique on that. But it seems like right now it's going to start working out.
Yeah, I think maybe they was worried that if they tried it and he didn't catch on, that maybe then it might have been harder to put him with Callis.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense. That that
so
that does that does make sense to me. That maybe they're like, hey, we don't want to. Because here's the thing, uh, Kevin Knight is. It doesn't matter what anybody says or their opinions are in the eyes of AEW and the way that he's being presented right now. Kevin Knight is a hot commodity. He is a hot commodity, fresh off of a massive heel turn. He's still the TNT champion. He's putting himself in conversations to be Jet 2 belts. He's become quickly and seems like overnight, but nothing, very rarely do things pop up overnight and become like an overnight sensation. But like, if you're not paying attention to AEW like that, in your eyes, in the eyes of somebody that's kind of casually paying attention to AEW, Kevin Knight would be looked at as an overnight sensation. Like,
yeah,
not saying that he's taking the world by storm or that he's a household name. I'm not saying that, guys. What I'm saying is that he went from a guy that was just a good wrestler in a tag team, sometimes a trios, to one of the pivotal points of the show. He's one of the guys on the show.
yeah.
That happened. It feels like it happened really quick if you're not paying attention. Before I get to Voice, let me back up here and go back to the 6-on-6 at Forbidden Door, because I have thoughts on it. I'm not going to save it for the loves and the loaves. I'm just going to put it out here right now before we get to Voice. Like OG said, I think the 6-on-6 is going to be an absolute blast. I'm going to have fun watching it. I'm going to have fun watching it, but then on the other side, I'm like, we don't even need to do this. None of this is even really necessary. And it kind of irks me a little bit because we were literally just bragging about AEW. We were just bragging about them, about how, oh, wow, you know what? Wins and losses right now should be mattering. And they are mattering when people like Kevin Knight are getting title shots and Roosh are getting title shots. People that are winning matches are getting title shots, and that's how it should be. Tommaso Ciampa got a title shot. He had a great record up until the time that he had his, title match with Darby Allin. So it's all like, that's how it is. But like, it's like, and if you guys heard me on Sunday, I'll double down and say MJF is my favorite wrestler currently on AEW. I don't like where this is going. I don't. Because even though I'm not the biggest Mark Briscoe guy, I can acknowledge that he's been winning matches. He's been picking up W's. He's beat MJF before, like OG said in our AEW Dynamite Review Show group chat. He's beat MJF before. He's picking up wins. Why does he have to jump through all these hoops to get a title match? It doesn't make sense. And why? And furthermore, why did he have to come knocking on Tony Khan's doorstep to get to? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because the wins, the victory over MJF should be enough to get him a title match. Why does he have to jump through all these hoops? Go to Tony Khan, and Tony Khan says, "Oh yeah, you'll get your title match, but you got to win a 6-on-6 cage match. You got to find 5 other guys." What are we doing? What are we doing? He should just get the title shot. Honestly, if I'm being real, I thought he was going to get the title shot yesterday on Dynamite. I thought it was coming yesterday on Dynamite. We've been getting weekly title matches. And MJF even continued that last week with Roosh. So I thought it was coming. And it didn't come. Now we got to jump through all these hoops. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're totally going up against what this company was supposed to be doing when it comes to title matches. Pick up wins, gain momentum, you get a title shot. Now we're jumping through hoops? I mean, I get it. It's wrestling, and things are always subject to change. But that just irked me. Voice, give me some of your overall thoughts on this episode of Dynamite. And yeah, just let me know what you were vibing with. Once again, not the loves and the lows, but what did you think about the overall episode?
I really like this episode because it's, again, story pushing. They're pushing a lot of stories. I mean, we get Jericho and Tommaso having this back and forth now. Now it's in a ring. Now Tony Schiavone's involved. Tommaso right now looks peak Tommaso Ciampa.
Good old Tommy.
Like I mean, Tommy Bunn's out there doing what he does, being a psycho. I fucking love it, dude. He is really coming into his character. And anybody who, when he was in WWE, who said Tommaso Ciampa can't carry a character or has no personality, he just didn't have writers.
First off, you're not watching AEW right now, and clearly you didn't watch NXT.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now, Tommaso, if we take the NXT years away, this is perfect Tommaso Ciampa. This is where we want him. We want him at this level because the guy across the ring from him, Jericho, is hitting on all levels now. He's building himself back up, going up against somebody who's attacking him like this. It's not Ricochet. Yeah. So we know what we're doing with Jericho. I love it. I think they need to keep this. Don Callis proved exactly why he is important to Kevin Knight. In that interview with Renee, boom, Don Callis does what he does because he gave Kevin Knight a moment to sit and think about the words that were coming out of his mouth next. Renee's doing her job, and that's what she's supposed to do. But when you do that, you have a chance to slip up. Don Callis sees that, takes the time away. Andrade, fucking love Andrade. I want to see where they're going with him today. I want to know it. I want to know it because I want to see the story. I want to read it like it's a history book because I love Andrade. I think he's hitting on all levels right now. I enjoyed that match that he had with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
The Leo Rush spot, Tony, that you're bringing up, thought it was fantastic. We're going to get to the chat. I'm going to let that simmer. We all know what's about to happen. So where I love Leo is Leo gambled, like we've said 100 times. He gambled on himself. AEW seen that. They're giving it to him. His character work is so perfect. I love the selfies he took ringside, and he had to coach Andrade into it. I thought that worked. That was perfect for me. Mark Briscoe, the reason why for me, and this is my personal opinion, so don't come after anybody else here, is because who the fuck is asking for Mark Briscoe matches? Who the fuck is out there going, hey, did you guys catch that Briscoe match the other day? No, nobody. He is fine. What he does is fine. But at the end of the day, who's going to tune into Forbidden Door to watch MJF versus Mark Briscoe in a steel cage match when they get those matches on a regular Dynamite or a Collision? I mean, what's so fucking special? Even if so, I don't know, man. I see where everybody's coming from because Mark Briscoe is picking up the wins. He's doing what he does. As wrestling analysts like us, we like a good Briscoe match, but I don't see the fans out there demanding for Mark Briscoe, especially when you look at all the competitors that have lined up since Darby Allin. All of those guys, the fans are pushing.
Good point.
They do enjoy Mark Briscoe, but what kid out there is marking out one of their teeth, standing in line with a bandana, going, "Hi, I'm a Briscoe fan." There ain't none of them. So I get it. We see it, and we're looking at the formula AEW's putting out there, and we're like, hey, all the math is lining up. Where's his shot? I think they're building up to it. Again, though, Forbidden Door is leaving. Like, why do we need a Forbidden Door every year? Tony, me and you talked about this. Why not do Forbidden Door, make it special every 2 to 3 years? Like, it's not a Forbidden Door anymore. Now it's a fuzzy door and everybody can come in. So,
yeah, it's not forbidden anymore. Like, I get where they're going because they're like, hey, Stardom's gonna be here. Hey, New Japan's gonna be here. Yeah. But like, the concept of the Forbidden Door is a forbidden door. It's almost like, oh, he's not supposed to be wrestling in that company. This is taboo. That element is completely and totally gone.
Yeah, and it again, like me and Tony said, make it special for us. Give us every 2 to 3 years. I'll settle on every 2 years. To me, that can still be a Forbidden Door because you have 2 years to build up stories of all these different people in your promotion and build up the anticipation for all of those people to get together. Will, you guys have talked me into he's going to be winning this in his hometown. They're going to be giving it to him. I really think they're, but I'm looking at it through my AEW glasses, and I think they're setting it up for Mox to come out there and celebrate, and it's going to leave a sour taste in Will's mouth on the next Dynamite. Him and Mox are going to go at it. They're going to build for whatever pay-per-views after that for those two to go at it. That's just how I see it. I don't think there's too much more meat on that bone. That's just you've done what you can do in that. Now it needs to go in its natural progression. He needs to get the title. They need to go at each other. I don't think that's going to go on much longer. The Death Riders won a street fight for Collision with Sean Taylor Promotions. I seen Sean Taylor Promotions on my last week on Collision, I believe.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them. I want to see more of them. So this is perfect. I love it. Even though I just shit on the Forbidden Door to, I know a lot of you fans, I am actually excited for a Kenny Omega match.
Omega and Zack Sabre Jr. is going to go crazy.
Exactly. And
crazy.
I think that's something I'm excited for. So call me a hypocrite. I don't give a fuck. Swerve and Brody, I see what you guys are talking about with Brody, and it sucks. I want them to ride that wave because Brody King is money. If it makes dollars, it ain't got to make sense. Brody King is money. Perfect for the way the Owen Hart Foundation tournament is going. I like it. We're getting Swerve. Who's his competitor? God, he was just in the forefront of my head.
Who was it?
Who's he facing next?
Who, Swerve?
Yeah, Ospreay.
Yeah, Swerve's. Yeah, it's the finals. Yep, it's Ospreay and Swerve in the finals in the triple main event of Forbidden Door.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it, but something has to happen there. Something has to happen. And I think it's going to lean more towards Swerve. Maya, I mean, you advanced. That's awesome. I wish Sky Blue was treated fairly more. And I say that because we dubbed her Sky Red from Blood and Guts because of her performance. And then it went.
What's been after that?
Exactly what me and Tony talked about before the show.
Bingo.
Nosedive.
Bingo. When you did the nosedive thing, bingo, because after Blood and Guts, it's been absolutely no trajectory for that incredibly talented young lady.
Yeah, and I think they're scared to push two names in a female faction because they just fucking rode Tekla. They just were like, this is who we're riding with. This is who's going to be the one who is out there doing things, gaining any credentials, things like that. It's like, but look at the talent you have. Like, we renamed a character of your guys's because, well, we loved what she did. Like, it was fantastic. So,
and bro, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if you're correct on what you're saying, we don't know that you're correct, but if you are correct on what you're saying, what do you mean we don't have enough room for two superstars in the same faction? We literally don't have a freaking TBS champion right now. Yeah.
And honestly, I think they're just a little scared with the women's division. I think they're unsure of those moments, which stop being unsure of that. You have so many fucking talents there. You have talents that we're waiting for them to come back. Yep. And you have possible talents that you guys are lining up that we're looking forward to seeing. Don't worry about it. Just push on the gas. We'll get to the destination.
Yep.
Outside of my loves and loathes, man, again, I like the storytelling in this. Like I said to Tony, Kyle in the back during that whole MJF Palace family thing, dude, give me more. Give me more of Kyle in the background because he knows what the fuck to do to keep it entertaining, to keep the background flowing. And outside of that, I think the only thing we could do is possibly get Tony's update from our fans.
All right, it's time. It's time, folks, because we're about to hit the chat, and this is a very important question that we have from Ribshot, and we have to ask it. It's that time of the week again, OG. You see, I'm dead serious because we have to get this out of the way. We have to know what is the latest update with Gaston Leroux. Where are you at now?
If he was a baseball player, he'd be batting 1,000. He's sucked since I first seen him, and he's still sucking.
He still sucks. All right, nothing's changed. No movement.
Batting 1,000 in the suck leagues.
He's batting 1,000 in the sucks league. Wonderful. Wonderful. We stay consistent here. I love
it, Tony. Ribshot's little UK heart so happy over there.
Yes, man. Yes, love you some Ribshot. You guys should definitely check out his amazing cartoons. Listen, guys, there's still a lot more to talk about because there was a lot that happened. Not a whole lot like as far as storyline moving, there was a lot happening, and I think we're going to cover a lot more of that on the loves and the lows. So let's get to it because we're going to take our break. We're going to pay some bills, and then myself, OG Tony, and The Voice come back. We are going to give you our loves and lows for this past episode of AEW Dynamite Summer Blockbuster in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're going to give you those loves and lows on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You want to be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster teases where I YH live. Brainbuster teases where I YH live.
Hey guys, it's the executive producer of the In Your House podcast, Allin, the Con Man House, here to tell you on this commercial break to like and subscribe to In Your House on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe on Twitch at Team IYH. And remember to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And leave a review and 5-star rating. We thank you for your continued support. It all helps for us to stay charted and continue to give you that work. Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. I'm rocking with OG Tony and the voice Josh Joseph, and we're talking some AEW Dynamite. Listen guys, I have been moving. I was just out earlier today. I watched a little bit of the World Cup, but before that I went to Topgolf in Fishers for the first time and had an absolute blast, and we just got that work in, bro. And all of that, a lot of that is due to not just working out, but also Goalie Nutrition. And you guys can get your wellness journey going too. All you gotta do is go to goalie.com. We'll help you out. All you got to do is put in promo code IYH. You'll get that 10% off, and you can get some apple cider vinegar gummies, some matcha mind gummies. You can get some ashwagandha gummies so you can relax and chill for the evening, just like I do. Always pop those in a couple, and it helps me vibe, and I go right to sleep. So, you guys can get that going and check out everything we're doing on Apple Podcasts, Spotify for the podcast version, and on the video version, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. We're on Instagram right now. Hi, Instagram people. Hi, how you guys doing out there? We'll see you too. So that's exactly what we got moving. But let's keep on moving because we got to get to the loves and the lows for this episode of AEW Dynamite from Cincinnati, Ohio. Their summer blockbuster. It's crazy. They called it, I just got to get this out of the way real quick before we get to the loves and lows. When we put in credentials for this episode of AEW Dynamite, we didn't get the credentials. It's okay because we're going to keep trying. We've heard yes before. It just wasn't the right timing, and we're going to keep on going because we don't quit around here at In Your House. We're going to keep pushing, turn those no's into yeses. That's exactly what we do. But I honestly thought when I saw the tagline, Summer Blockbuster, and once again, I thought this was a decent episode of AEW Dynamite. Not shitting on it. But when I saw the tagline Summer Blockbuster, I honestly thought we were going to get maybe a lightweight kind of like, not pay-per-view, but pay-per-view adjacent type of card. And it wasn't that. It wasn't that. We didn't have an MJF match at all. We got some MJF interaction I thought was great. We didn't have a TNT title match at all. We don't know what's happening yet with I think they are doing something with the TBS Championship. I think they got some scramble thing that they're putting together. I gotta get more deep on that. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to that. I don't know what they're doing with the TBS Championship, but for a show with a special tagline to it, Summer Blockbuster, I thought it was going to be bigger. I truly did. Once again, don't hate the episode. Like Voice said, I think it was a good episode for moving stories. But when you say Summer Blockbuster, in my mind, it's like, oh shit, this is about to be big. This is going to be big. So that's my disconnect. My disconnect is, whoa, we call this a Summer Block, but if you would have just called it AEW Dynamite and left it at that, just a weekly show, and you would have had the show that you had, I probably would have been like, this was a really good show. But like when I see Summer Blockbuster this summer on AEW Dynamite, I'm thinking we're doing something big, baby. Yeah. I'm thinking we're gonna have a big match. We didn't. We did have some stakes in the main event with Swerve and Brody. We talked about that, but like once again, the Continental the Continental title match, that's it. That's it. And where is my international champion at? Like one of my favorite characters on the show, one of my favorite wrestlers in the company, Tateska. Where was he? I don't know. Did we even have? You know what? I'll save it for the loves and the loves. Last week we started out with Voice. This week we're gonna start out with OG Tony. Give me a love. Give me a loathe.
Okay, love. Like I said, this was a hard episode for me because not that it was bad, and I agree with you about summer blockbuster. I think they should have called it summer lackluster, maybe. uh,
Ooh, that's a bar.
but not really because it wasn't a bad episode. I'm just kidding. But why would you do a blockbuster call it summer blockbuster and you're doing it in a 1,200 seat arena?
Ah,
That don't make sense. But they like to put big names up. I think they got to be careful of that.
yes.
Just hey, it was a normal episode of Dynamite. It just was. It was an average episode, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's 52 episodes a year, but I think when you hype stuff up, sometimes it makes it hard to live up to
Mm,
if you hype it up too much.
yep.
But for love for me, two things, and I kind of talked about Leo Rush. I just love him. I want to see him more. I think I should see him 2 or 3 times an
Yeah.
episode on my TV. I know they're probably afraid of overdoing it, but I don't think you could overdo it for me. Not at least not right now.
Not
And
right
also
now.
Andrade. Um, I think the only thing I'm worried about Andrade, and I'm looking at it from an AEW point of view,
Yeah.
is I think they've got to pick up the pace a little bit because AEW fans are more impatient. It's not
Oh yeah.
WWE. So I think they've got to
True.
pick up that pace a little bit uh, for them. I mean, not necessarily for me, but I'm just worried that they're going to lose the fans. So I think I love what they're doing with Andrade too. I think they're both moving in the right direction. And the low for me was the Sky Blue thing, and
Yeah.
I'm happy for the other girl, Maya World, winning the match. First of all, I thought it was a bad idea to put Suri in the tournament to begin with. She had a neck injury when they announced her in.
Oh, I didn't know
They
that.
did, yeah, she was in Japan already out, so I didn't understand why they announced her for the tournament to begin with. They were hoping that she was going to make it. I just think that's a bad idea.
Risky.
You
Too
you
risky.
could yeah. So that didn't make sense to me, and yeah, they got to start doing something with Sky Blue. I don't know what the answer is. Um, I kind of I had an idea, and I don't know if it's a good one or not. See what you guys think. Maybe have Sky Blue and her partner leave Tekla and go be with Mercedes Monet.
Hmm.
Not necessarily turn, but leave her. Maybe turn Tekla face because Mercedes is going to be a heel. I don't think Mercedes works as a face, at least not
No.
right now.
She's natural. She is a natural born heel. She is a natural born heel. The way she interacts with people outside of wrestling, you can just tell that she's easily irritated. She's very self centered. I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm saying that naturally she's a heel.
And I think if you put them with Mercedes and then get them tag team belts on them, I
Yeah.
think you could see something out of them. I think Tekla's just kind of tucked the luster away from 'em, whether they meant to do that or not. I think it's happened. So that's kind of the Sky Blue situation is kind of the low for me. And then
Mhm.
also, like you said about some of the titles, I mean, you got Mark Davis has got the national title. Does he ever defend that?
I can't recall a defense that he's had.
So I
He
mean,
may have defended it, but I can't recall it, and that's
yeah.
still a problem.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, he's one of the best workers in the company. So
Facts.
I mean, put that on the show. So
Yep.
that would be that's the only lows I kind of have. But again, it was a decent show. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I
But
think
I
that's
mean,
fair.
I enjoyed it. But again, like when I was talking to Josh before the show, this is their pay per view where there's not a lot of time to build. The show's June 28th.
Yep.
Not a lot of time to build. It's kind of thrown together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean, it's gonna be it'll be a good pay per view. I mean, they've been knocking it out of the park with a pay per view, so it's gonna be good. But I think maybe they're heading. I think all their eggs are gonna be in the basket for that big show they got coming up in England.
Oh, for sure. Without a doubt. And before I move over to Voice and get his loves and lows, I want to get you guys out there in the household and then you fellas as well, because we talked a little bit about it and Voice kind of talked about maybe we only needed 2 or 3 years. And when he said that, I was really pondering on it. So now, once again, before we get to Voice, I want to ask the panel here, and I'm being dead serious when I ask this. Do you guys think that we even needed Forbidden Door this year at all?
No.
No. Well,
Okay.
and and the biggest reason for me is, guys, how many? And I'm not putting New Japan down, but a lot of the New Japan guys are in AEW now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're really, who you bringing over? I mean, so I think if you give New Japan some time to build up some more people,
Yeah.
uh, I mean, I think there's going to be some guys from WWE that's going to be going on New Japan
Oh yeah.
uh, fairly soon. So they restock that up, and like I said, I agree with Josh. Every 2 years would be perfect.
I think he really hit the nail on the head with that take, because the more I'm thinking about Forbidden Door, and I'm still gonna check out the show, and it's still gonna be good, and I'm still, guys. So if you guys think that I'm just, listen, we talk about AEW every week, and we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I just think when Voice said that we do it every 2 or 3 years, it really made me think we really. I just don't feel like we needed Forbidden Door this year. It feels like we could have, because let's face it, if they want to give us a pay-per-view caliber Dynamite, they're gonna do it. They've done it before. So like, what do we? Forbidden Door feels so passe right now. Like, it feels so watered down. It's just like when WWE promotes, hey, WWE presents Hell in a Cell, and we're gonna do Hell in a Cell, and none of these rivalries are heated enough to be in Hell in a Cell, but we're gonna do it because it's that time of the year. When we're getting to a point where we're doing Forbidden Door because it's that time of the year, we need to stop.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know their fan base. The first year they don't have it, they'll be like, AEW, they're not into giving people chances. Are you serious?
Well,
Come on, guys.
guys,
Like, we get
do you,
Forbidden Door matches all the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Do you
Yeah.
think?
it should be like, in my perfect world, like I said, you take 2 to 3 years in between Forbidden Doors.
Mhm.
Then you have the ability to explain more of this Tekla toxicity in Stardom, because now that seems to be the focus. I think that's why we're getting less shine from Sky Blue right now, because they're so hyper focused on, oh, she was fired from there, so they're just driving
Yeah.
that point. And I get it, it's going to push the story, but if you
There's
had
still story we don't know. There's still story about that we don't know.
if you had a year break, guess what? You could sprinkle that in on the Sunday and everybody would eat it and it would be good and we could enjoy it. But they're blowing their load before they get the condom on and still trying to put on the condom. It ain't
Yeah.
gonna work, bud. You gotta take a break.
Yeah.
Things don't work like that.
Nah,
So
they don't.
and Forbidden Door, for all the great it was when it was fresh and new, what if they just make it a Forbidden Door match on a pay-per-view?
That's fine too.
Yeah, like,
That's
why
fine
not do
too.
something like that? You can do a men's and a women's Forbidden Door match.
Yeah.
But and I'm only saying this because it's not because I hate what they're doing. It's because I want the product to be better and I want more fans to be drawn to it. And to
I
me,
think
taking that break
also,
would do it.
yeah, I think also you want to protect the sanctity of what Forbidden Door is supposed to be.
That too. Because, and like Tony brought up, New Japan doesn't have that many guys that they haven't
no.
poached yet.
Yeah,
This is
they're
going back to WWE, WCW
Yeah.
days where they're just taking people that they want, and that's fine, fantastic. I hope they do more of that, but give these other promotions time to build up more talent.
Bingo.
So like
Yeah.
Tony said, we can get those matches. We can wonder, like, who was the last person you heard go, man, I want to see this guy versus this guy at Forbidden Door? Well, when they first did it, that's when we were saying it. Now
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
we're
We've seen them all wrestle each other.
yeah,
We've
we're
seen them all wrestle each
expecting
other.
it. We're expecting this pay-per-view just because it's this time of the year. And one more quick thing, that what you guys talked about with them labeling this Dynamite, that the block party, this is a thing that they used to have to do to get people to their program. where they
Yeah, make
had
them
to do
make
like
them
a
feel like they're
pay-per-view.
about to see a really special episode of the weekly show.
Yeah, and they did that. That like throughout the years they have done that. They have built up the Dynamite show for something as a pay-per-view and gave us pay-per-view caliber matches because they needed to. They don't need to do that now. Now they just need to give us the weekly show. So just give us the
Yes.
weekly show. To stop with all the carny tricks. We like your product.
Yeah.
We
You don't
like
got to
you.
keep selling us on. You can't exactly. You don't got to keep selling us on it with stuff like that. But OG, before we get back to Voice and his loves and lows, I think you had a thought earlier.
Yeah, do you think it would help if they moved venues? Like, say, one year you did it in the United States, the next year you did it in Mexico, and maybe I know it's a little harder in Japan because in Japan it'd be on like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning
Yeah, 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 yeah.
here. But I know Mexico's not bad. I wonder how that would go over. I mean, because you a lot of these guys would be getting to see people in Mexico that they normally don't see. How many times? How often does Kenny Omega wrestle in Mexico?
That's
How
true.
many times does Japan wrestlers wrestle in Mexico? So I think that could add to the event. And still, if you only did it every couple of years, and maybe if you did it every year, if you change venues, maybe that would work. But again, with New Japan not having the roster, it really just don't work anymore.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't because who's the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion? I mean, is it that new kid? You know that's in what is it? United Empire or something? Is he still
Yeah,
champion?
I think so.
See, that's the
Uh,
thing. That's the
yeah.
thing. I'm looking it up right now just to be on the safe side. Yes, Callum Newman is still champion. He won it April 4th. Bro, this is as somebody who watched New Japan 10 years ago, and this is no slight on Callum Newman. I'm sure he is an incredible talent. But this is who is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship? That he's the World Heavyweight Champion in New Japan? Bro, I remember you could like that was one of the most protected and coveted and prestigious titles in all of wrestling about 10 years ago. If your name wasn't Okada or Shinsuke Nakamura or AJ Styles or Kenny Omega or Tanahashi or any of those guys, you weren't sniffing that title.
Yeah.
You weren't sniffing that title. Now it's like any old Tom, Dick, and Harry can be the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. What the fuck are we doing? That was one of the most prestigious and coveted championships in all of wrestling. And when we have an IWGP match, an IWGP Heavyweight Championship match on a mid card of a fucking Dynamite, that's not cool. That's not cool. You're devaluing the title. You're devaluing New Japan Pro Wrestling. What are we doing? What are we doing? I think we gotta take a break from Forbidden Door so New Japan Pro Wrestling can recoup their losses because we do not have enough on the New Japan side of things. We don't have enough talent to be realistically competing against the AEW talent because all your heavy New Japan Pro Wrestling hitters are with AEW now.
Yep.
Yeah.
We don't got enough heavy hitters in New Japan to do this. We don't. We don't. All right, let's keep it going here because we got a voice. Give me love. Give me a low.
Well, first I got to start out with my love of Jericho. I just love the dude.
Okay, go ahead,
He in that in that segment, he said, "Can I get a opponent with hair?" Just shit like that makes me laugh. This is Jericho shit, you know. So what they're doing there, like I said when I was breaking down Dynamite, I just love what they're doing with Ciampa and Jericho right now. I think this is going to be beneficial for both guys, and we're going to get a great match out of it.
Yeah.
I'm loving story pushing. I'm going to keep saying it if they're going to keep doing it, and that's what they did with this show. They pushed the story. Stories need to be pushed. Yes. Do we need great matches? Of course we do. Do we need fun matches? Of course.
Yeah.
But we need to push stories, and it seems like AEW in the past 3 months has been putting more gas pedal down for the storytelling. I love it, and I think you guys need to do more of it. I do love more intimate arenas, like we discussed. I do love that, but visually for this one, I would have loved it if it was outside. I would have loved it if they were doing something like that, or
Give
an,
me more outside wrestling matches in the summertime. Give me more outside wrestling shows on Dynamite and WWE in the summertime. Why not? Let's do it.
yeah, I mean, come on, like it would have worked for this exact thing that you were trying to do. Um, I, I kind of, I don't, I want to say I'm, I'm not in love, but I do see there's a benefit here, and it's the story that they're telling with the Death Riders. I think that there is a benefit to what we're seeing now, because Shane Taylor, that's his name, correct?
Yeah, Shane Taylor. Yep.
His whole group is a vibe. They especially when he came out with them at the ramp, you seen them. They were taunting. They were doing shit that most people don't do to Moxley or the Death Riders, but Shane and his group did. And I'm thinking that if Shane Taylor and his group come in and they pick apart the Death Riders, I think that's perfect. Especially if you're building the way I think you're building for Ocean Spray
Yeah.
and Mox. I really think that that's good. Okay, on to the lows.
Let's go.
My first low, then, this is nothing to do with the talent or anybody involved behind the scenes with AEW, but fan base. Come on. This is a form of entertainment in which we try to escape reality. I'm willing to believe that Leo Rush is Gollum with a tan.
Yeah.
Let me believe that. Don't bring in political bullshit. Listen, we know we dabbled in it with Brody King, and it was fine because it was all around us, and there was a dabbling there. And he was saying something meaningful to himself and to people that he loves. So you have to allow the man to have that platform. Fans, if you're going to buy that ticket and sit behind the commentators, buy the ticket, buy the shirts, and enjoy wrestling. We don't need to hear about your idea of data centers, because we all know you're really in the fucking learning about them, huh? You really went out there and you did your research, or did you just hear a buzzword and you went out and bought a shirt and was like, I'm going to make a statement. Look, I get it. Everybody wants to be special. What the fuck do you think I'm doing here? But just being there and being annoying, you take me out of what I love, and that's wrestling. I love it. I love when they leave all that shit alone and they allow me to escape and go into a world in which it's not real. It's not real, but it is to me. So I get to be in that and love it. So just please, guys, let's just love wrestling. Let's just enjoy these moments, because I would have given my left nut for that ticket where he was positioned, right behind commentary, right there, just being able to hear them talk, see all the action, and you made your stop data center. Like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, they don't need to be everywhere, but there's guys in tights just like beating each other up. They're trying to entertain us. We don't need to be told that we're assholes. Like, let's just let us enjoy. Like, especially this past week with all the news coming out, with all the horrible things that have happened to both families, to like, let's fucking hit the brakes, because right now, guys, and I'll get off my soapbox real quick, but it feels like it's going to be another summer of love. And I don't want to see any of these cities go through any more fucking shit that they don't have to. Cities are meant for us all to be together and love each other. Dr. King was the man who said, just judge each other on what you do, your character, how you carry yourself, not because of a skin color or things like that, guys. Like, we have to grow the fuck up. It's 2026. Like, 90s, I'm a 90s baby. I love the 90s. You know why? Because I could be myself with anybody who was a different color than me. and we all got along and we had fun. I was promised that it was going to be something different, and we're going in reverse, and it kills me because country is for anybody who wants to be a part of it and raise that flag and say, hey, this country was an experiment and now it is home.
Yeah.
I don't like the politics in our fucking wrestling. It kills me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to echo that sentiment because I don't come to wrestling for that, bro.
No.
I don't come to wrestling for that. Now, you talked a little bit earlier about the fuck ice chants, and I think that we were kind of like, okay, cool. It's this is Brody King's whole thing, and it was like that. But like, okay, and I said this at the top of the show, and I'm gonna say it. And if I make some of you guys mad, sorry. I mean, not really, but I guess to make you feel better, sorry. Like, what? Why are we still doing the fuck ice chants? That's not even the topic right now of the conversation on this country. But we're still doing the fuck ice chants. Like, anytime we see fucking Brody King, we're programmed to say fuck ice, fuck ice. How about hoo, 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 hoo? That was way better. All he has to do is bark once and the whole crowd is barking.
Yeah.
Let's leave it out. Let's leave this political stuff out, because I don't like chocolate in my peanut butter unless I'm eating a Reese's. Yeah. That's it. 100%. Unless I'm eating a Reese's, but other than that, keep the chocolate out of my peanut butter. Dude, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, and that visual last night of Brody with the blood dripping and him barking.
Oh yeah.
When he was barking, dude, fucking put that on a shirt. Give me that. I fucking love it. And there was fans out there with the wolf, like the spelled out wolf.
Yeah.
And they were, those are Brody King fans. I fucking love that. Be that obnoxious sign guy, not the fix your heart or die. Like, what? Those are my only two options.
Yeah,
what if they don't have a cure for my heart? Well,
right,
I guess I'm dying. Like, what the fuck, man? Like,
I got no personal issue with the gay community, and I'm not gonna push this too hard because this isn't what this is about. But like, I don't want to. I just don't care, bro. Like, I'm not saying I don't care about these people. I'm saying when I'm sitting down and it's 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m., I don't want to hear any of that shit. Mm-hmm. Same thing on Mondays between 8 to 10:30. Same thing on Fridays between 8 to 11. And sometimes on Saturdays and sometimes on Sundays. I don't want to hear none of that shit. None of that shit. All right, you spent it's AEW, so possibly a floor seat is a lot more affordable than WWE. So maybe you spent $300-400 or whatever, but you spent $300-400 to be on the floor so you can make a statement, so you can feel like you're look at me on TV with my data center shirt. Shut the fuck up for 72 hours. Shut that shit up for 72 hours. I don't give a shit. I don't care. All right, shut the fuck up for 72 hours. As a matter of fact, shut the fuck up for 84 hours, because I don't care. I truly don't care. Between those time slots, I don't care. All right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, ladies and germs. I don't care. All right? All right. Let's move on to my loves and lows. I'm going to keep it tight because I got a few loves. And I'll keep this one tight because I talked about it earlier in the show. It's the different faces. Shane Taylor Promotions, Twist and Flip and Jay Lethal, Maya World. That'll transition into another love of mine, and it's going to be a flip on what OG's loathe was, and that was the treatment of Sky Blue, which I totally agree with. But on the flip side of things, I totally love the fact that we did what we did with Maya World. We took a swing. And it's really great. Shout out to Maya World. I'm going to say it right here on the motherfucking show because that's my show and I'm going to do what I want to do. Shout out to Maya World for you to go out there and be a fill-in, an understudy for that match, knowing that you just lost your little brother earlier in the week, passed away. Shout out to Renee Paquette for doing such an amazing job ringside telling us that story. She does a great job. Voice talks about it pretty much every week. Those ringside interviews that she does, or ringside, when she's talking to the camera telling you about what's happening, so money.
Oh yeah.
So money. She talked about it on Busted Open when she was on Busted Open and talked about how she loves doing them and how she took them from like basketball or football field side reporters or court side reporters. And she said, what if we, they're on the field, they're on the court. What if I'm next to the ring telling you about the match you're about to watch? Brilliant. I love it. But back to my world. An incredible amount of mental strength, an incredible amount of tenacity, an incredible amount of passion for what she does to be able to not only go out there knowing that she just lost her little brother just days ago, but to go out there, perform, and then win the match. And I know it's scripted, guys. I know it. And I got to correct myself. This was in the semifinals of the women's Owen. It was the quarterfinals. But still, for her to move on and do what she did under the things that she's going through, my world, I'm going to keep looking for you as you continue to progress in AEW, and I'm rooting for you. You might not never hear this, but I'm rooting for you. Yeah. I damn sure am. Another thing I'm loving is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kenny Omega set for Forbidden Door. I mean, I don't know what else to say. These two men, how have these two men not wrestled? They were in New Japan around the same time.
They have wrestled, just not in the United States.
Just not in the United States. Fair. Okay, great. Thank you for correcting me on that. But this is going to be a great match, and I am super excited for it. Super excited for that match. That is going to be great. Another thing that I love, I said I was going to keep it tight. That's the return of Mercedes Moné and her saying exactly what Voice said, and that's giving us her why. Since she left, how has this division progressed? Yes, do we have Tekla? I love Tekla. She's great. We don't got Mercedes. I mean, we don't have Willow Nightingale. We don't have Tony. We don't have Tony Storm. For some reason, we're not pushing hard on names like Athena and Sky Blue. And what the fuck is Julia Hart doing? I just don't know. So you know what? When I heard that explanation from Mercedes Moné, I was like, you know what, Mercedes? You're making a lot of sense. This division hasn't progressed since you left. Nobody's taken that brass ring and taken this division to the next level. It's time for Mercedes Moné to be AEW Women's Champion. And that's with all the love in the world to Tekla. But Tekla has got to drop that title to Mercedes Moné. And Fightins, I agree with you.
Yep.
I agree with you.
Her 8x10's right over here on my wall, man.
There you go. It's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, another love for me is always going to be MJF's desperate ass to get out of doing any hard work. This is a man that does not want to defend his title. He does not want to show up to shows. Anytime he comes to a place in the Midwest, he's like, it's the Midwest. I don't think there's anybody that hates the Midwest more than Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He hates it here.
Yeah. Him and Jones. I think him and Jones can compete for the Midwest.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, he hates it here, and I love that he keeps it consistent.
Yeah.
He has consistent hate for the Midwest, and I am 100% okay with it, for sure. I think that's it for my loves. I mean, that's a lot of, if I say anything else, it's more likely just going to be parroting what you guys are saying. So I'm going to go to my loves here, and one of my biggest loves here is, man, I talked about it in the group chat earlier. Love seeing Darby Allin back. I thought the return fell flat. Yeah. I just didn't feel like the biggest pop of the night for me was when Maya World won her match, because I didn't think she was going to win. Yeah. I'll say this, and you guys can call my bluff, or anybody out there in the household can say, oh, no, he's not being truthful. I'm being truthful. When Darby Allin's music played, I didn't pop at all. I didn't pop at all. And that's not because I don't like Darby Allin. That's not because I didn't think he had an incredible title reign. I didn't roll my eyes when he showed up. It was just like the way that they teed it up with Kevin Knight and Don Callis in the ring, and then Kevin Knight is like, MJF, come out here and confront the Jet about this title shot. I even said it. I was like, Darby Allin's about to show up, and then Darby Allin showed up, and I was not shocked in the slightest bit. Now, where they go from here, we'll see. But in the moment, no pop. No pop. So that was a low for me. I thought maybe hold him off another week. I don't know how you could have made this more, or maybe write the segment differently to where it wasn't so obvious, because like Kevin Knight, as much as he is improving, he still doesn't do a great job of stringing along a story on the mic by himself to me. I think he still needs work on that. And when he was talking, I was like, Kevin, bro, you're completely teeing up this. You're totally teeing up this Darby Allin return. Like, he teed it up for them. And I was just like, I knew he was coming. So, and Fightins, I see what you're saying here. He says Darby's got to learn from Punk, stay away longer. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I think that's part of it. I just think maybe he came back too soon, or maybe just the segment fell flat for me. It was one of the two. It was one of the two. Another loathe for me is, believe it or not, it's Andrade, and not for the reasons you guys are thinking. Because I honestly am loving the direction of Andrade right now. This is the most interested I've been in Andrade in a while. But here's why I loathed this whole situation. Because when he takes his pants off, everybody goes up in arms. Woo, he took his pants off. Oh my gosh, Andrade took his pants off. Big pop from the crowd. He takes his pants off in front of people. But when I take my pants off in front of people, they call the cops.
Yeah.
The
I told you to start doing it in front of the blind community.
What's
you won't
going
get the
on
cops
here?
called on you. You'll be fine.
What's this double standard bullshit?
I don't know, man.
Andrade takes his pants off and he's man of the year. Come on.
Tom takes his pants off and he's most wanted, man.
Exactly. This is bullshit. What's going on here? So yeah, I love what you're doing, Andrade, and I think you're moving at a great pace right now. But I think it's bullshit. The double standard pisses me off. You take your pants off and it's all great. I take my pants off and I got to do some time in jail. So what the fuck?
It's not fair, man. It's not fair.
Not fair. Another loathe is, and this is a newer loathe that I just came up with on this show, listening to OG earlier. It's the way we are pushing Sky Blue and Julia Hart in this stable. They are nothing more than Tekla's flunkies. They are nothing more than than tools to help Tekla win matches, or to bring out a ladder on the stage so she could spit on the Stardom logo. These two ladies are talented, and Julia Hart's been there since like the beginning. What are we doing? And the Divine Dominion, they are the most boring women's tag team champions I've seen in any company. I'm talking across WWE, AEW, fucking NWA's women tag team champions. They are boring. Boring.
They don't think that.
Oh, I know they don't. I know they don't, but if I listen, I know I say it a lot on this show, but that's because I mean it. If I saw the Divine Dominion wrestling in my backyard, I'd close the shades. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
Can we please get the titles on Sky Blue and Julia Hart so we can at least give them something? Because this 5 minutes with the Divine Dominion bullshit, with tag teams, women's tag teams that are thrown together because we put together women's tag team championships without a tag team division, is awful. Awful. Just terrible. 5 minutes with the Divine Dominion. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Megan Bain and whoever else the chick is, Lena Cross or whatever, I don't care about you. You are not compelling. I don't care if you have a mic. I don't care if you're in a ring. I don't care if you're holding a title. I don't care if you're on Dynamite. I don't care if you're on Collision. You could be in Forbidden Door. You could be at Double or Nothing. You could be at Full Gear. Hell, you can go for fucking 90s and go to Starrcade, and I'm not going to watch you. I'm not. I don't care. I just don't. And
You're speaking truce on that one.
Those are my lows because I don't care.
No, I can agree with that one. It does baffle me that they do not give Julia and Sky Blue these titles. I mean, why wouldn't you do that, especially with how you're trying to build up Tekla? Why not? What the fuck are we doing?
Tekla looks more like a badass when she has champions surrounding her. Right now, she just has flunkies.
Yep.
That's it. Flunkies. You change those flunkies to tag team champions, and all of a sudden, the Triangle of Madness, their trajectory jumps.
I will say, if they give them the women's tag titles, they're going to keep them together. But if by some chance one of the other women win the TBS title, they're going to be splitting them up.
Yeah.
Because then you have your reason why there's a division.
And true. And I don't know what they're like. Obviously, they like Megan Bain, and I think Megan Bain, they're like, hey, Megan Bain is going to be our new Jade Cargill. Except they got to protect her in a tag team because maybe she can't work by herself. Then this is what AEW does that I don't understand, especially with their women talent. You take a woman talent that is statuesque and look like she's built from a Greek god, but she's green as baby shit. What are we doing?
I've seen Megan Bain wrestle in Game Changer Wrestling.
Okay.
And she always wrestles men. And her matches are really good against men.
Okay.
Against the women, I'm not going to say it's because of the other women. I'm not blaming the other women. I just don't know. I think Megan Bain can hit as hard as she wants. She can do whatever she wants against the men.
Yeah.
So the women, I think there's a little bit of a, I don't know what word to put. I won't say disconnect, but she's not near as good against the women because I think she has to slow down. She goes fast as she wants against the men.
Yeah, she's probably pulling some of those strikes. Like here's the thing, to your point, Tony, and this is what I've heard from a lot of wrestlers. This is why I'm going to say it how I say it. This is why a lot of wrestlers don't like to wrestle against pussies. Straight up. Because when you have to think about how much you have to pull your punch, it takes away from the quality of the strikes, which takes away from the quality of the match.
Yeah.
And I hate to have said it how I want to say it, but like, if you were a professional wrestler and you're like, oh, you hit me too hard, you're a pussy. What are you doing here? And I'm not, listen, I'm not saying that you gotta fucking lay that shit in like this is the fucking UFC, but it's gotta look real. It's gotta look real. And it's not the fact that you're pulling punches, it's the fact that you have to think about pulling punches. When you have that, when it gets to that point, where we have to think, oh, I can't hit this lady as hard as I would hit fucking Joey Janela. Then that's in your brain, and you have to think about it, as opposed to Joey Janela's just saying, hit me as hard as you want to. I don't give a shit. Then that block is gone.
Yeah.
That block is gone because Joey Janela just gave you the ticket to hit him as hard as you want to, and now we can see the best of Megan Bain. But right now, we are not seeing the best of Megan Bain.
I mean, you're 100 on that. And it might have did her a lot of discredit to just mostly work with men in GCW, you said?
Yeah. Game changer.
Because at the end of the day, like, now you're doing extra. And it doesn't make it look real. Like, you should be looking like you're murdering people.
Yep.
I mean, take Penta and Chelsea Green. I believe that's what it was in the Lucha Underground. Where
great match, fantastic match.
She was like, "Let's do a match," and that's what happened. You can be protected, but you can also take some hits.
Yeah, I just think if everything OG is saying, which honestly the way he's saying it makes sense to me, then we're not seeing the best of Megan Bayne because she has to pull punches and she has to think about pulling punches. It's one thing when you have to pull punches. It's a whole nother thing when it's like in your mind that you have to cognitively think, I have to pull my punch or else I'm going to get heat with this other wrestler.
Yeah.
When you have to go in there, it affects the quality of the match, voice. It just does.
No, I agree 100%.
All right. So this was our episode of AEW Dynamite, the review show. Once again, a lot of good. I really did enjoy it. We got to keep building here because whether we like it or not, Forbidden Door is coming up, and we got this 6-on-6 match, which I already bitched about earlier. That I just once again, you guys know. And you guys out there in the household, have been watching enough of these shows. You know I'm not a huge Mark Briscoe guy. I'm just not once again, like I said, I was a bigger fan of his brother. I thought that Jay Briscoe brought the legitimacy. He was just that aura that he had. But just because I'm not a huge Mark Briscoe guy doesn't mean I don't see what's in front of me. And he's beat MJF. He's won a bunch of matches in the past few weeks. You know, I think he just defeated Pac last night, and I think the week before he defeated Leo Rush. He's picking up victories.
Yeah.
So why does he have to jump through all these hoops? I'm not going to go into a whole diatribe about that again because I already did, and at this point I'd be kicking a dead horse. But I just don't like that. So, okay. Let's go to the grades of the show. OG, I think you said 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 from OG. We got to get OG out of here, so we're going to move on to Voice. What are you giving this show, bro?
I'm giving this a solid 8. Again, love storylines. When you are pushing stories, you're getting me up there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense as far as what you're saying because we do love stories. Listen, when I'm looking at this episode, I'm taking in a lot of different factors here. Do I think this was a good storyline moving episode? Absolutely. Do I like what I'm seeing with the progression of Andrade? Names like Andrade, names like Leo Rush, names like the Shane Taylor promotions, Twist and Flip, Jay Lethal. You know, we're seeing the progression of the Jet Kevin Knight and the Don Callis family. But on the flip side of things, where I enjoyed so much of that, and there was a lot of good wrestling on this show, really not a whole lot of movement with the TBS Championship. TNT title still being held up by a guy that's saying he wants to hold 2 belts. You still got to defend the title that you got, man. You know, not a lot of MJF. It was enough MJF. I think, honestly, I almost thought MJF wasn't there. Like, because I didn't see him earlier, and then he didn't show up when the Jet called him out, and I was like, is MJF even there? And then when he ended up getting called out by Briscoe, they played MJF's music, and then they went to commercial break. And then when they came back from commercial break, MJF's music was still playing, and Tony Schiavone had said, well, we still don't have MJF. He's still not there. I'm like, is he even there? And then he actually showed up and whatnot. So I think we got just enough MJF. But once again, man, like, we still got a title that's vacated. What's going on with the TBS Championship? We had a Continental Championship match. Shane Taylor, that's cool. And hopefully this leads to Shane Taylor and his clique more on Dynamite. But, like, International Championship, where's Tateska? What happened there? You know? There's too many titles on this show for us to not have a national championship match, an international championship match, figuring out what's going on with the TBS championship. Hell, fucking make the Jet wrestle. Make the Jet wrestle. Like, what are we doing? So for me, I'm going to go with Tony here. Solid 7 out of 10. Good storyline driving episode, but a lot of holes and a lot of questions I still have with titles and a company that has way too many.
No, I like that take, man. Good score. I agree with you guys. I'm just a sucker for stories.
Listen, that's not shitting on your rating at all. Your rating is your rating, and you are a story. You're a sports entertainment storyteller. I'm sorry, Joey Styles. I love you. But we're sports entertainment storytellers around here, and we enjoy that. And I enjoyed this episode, another great episode of the AEW Dynamite Review Show with OG Tony and the voice Josh Joseph. Love these guys and all the work that they do. OG, we're going to get you out of here because I know you got another show coming up here in about 20 minutes or so. So, of course, I got to give you the floor to plug any and everything that you got going on. Where can they catch the OG of professional wrestling?
Well, we'll be on here just a little bit, like you said, at 8 o'clock on Gonzo's Sports Room with Face or Heel Pro Wrestling Talk. And then at 10 o'clock, we've got Gonzo's Sports Room. We're going to be talking the World Cup. We'll be talking about the crazy game last night with the Knicks and San Antonio.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
We'll be talking NHL, hoping that my Vegas Golden Knights can win tonight and go up 3-2. I'm a big Vegas fan. So we'll be talking all that stuff, a little NASCAR, talking UFC. They've got that big show Sunday at the White House.
Oh, yeah, they do got that coming up, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be talking that also. So Chris will be giving his picks, betting picks, so for that. So, please tune in, hey, guys, and I appreciate being on with you guys.
Oh, we appreciate having you, man. You always bring such great insight to the show here and everything. And I love hearing what you guys are doing over there, guys. So you guys are always working hard, always grinding, always busting ass, and just like putting out some great content for your viewers and listeners to intake. And Voice does the same thing here at In Your House. He puts out a lot of great content for our viewers and listeners to take in. And of course, for that, I got to give him the floor right now. Let him know, bro, where can they catch the voice, Josh Joseph, and all the amazing work that you do?
All right, fans. So if you want to see more of me, well, guess what? You have to wait till Tuesday. It's a fun time. It's a great time. It's a Monday Night Raw review time with me and Kevin Calloway. He is the Chaos Goblin, the professional who's been in between those ropes, and he knows holds and things. So come hang out with us. He'll tell you all about them. Promise you. We'll break down Raw for you. But what we love about our show is you guys in that chat. You guys drive every single topic that we want to talk about, even though we have a whole list of what we're going to talk about. You guys bring out the fun and have great interactions with us. So keep that up like you always do. Outside of that, guess what? It's a Wednesday show. It's a watch-along show. Something we do very well over here at IYH.
Oh, yeah.
More importantly, the WCW watch-along show with Howse and me, where we watch WCW. We are in the middle of the Nitro start. We're still at where they had a 2-hour show, cut it down to 1 hour. We get to view it without. Well, we did get to see a couple cool commercials on the last one.
We did.
So that was fun. But yeah, it's a fun time. Again, you guys drive a lot of that discussion going on when we're doing the watch along. A lot of neon, a lot of friends joining us. We haven't had a Scott Norton question in a long time, so that's good. We're progressing. We're a progressive group here. Lastly, though, outside of all of that, Thursday. That's where you're watching right now. This is where you can catch us every Thursday, where we break down AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. It's a great time. It's an OG Tony, Howse, and voice time. So come join us and have some fun. And anybody who is listening to it on the replay and things like that, thank you. Thank you very much for checking us out. We really appreciate you.
Oh, no, most definitely. That's why I love, because anytime I get a chance to check out our podcast downloads, which I'll be updating some podcasts here a little bit later on tonight, try to get this one dropped, and also the Tuesday show, Window Liquors, get that dropped. I try to get caught up, but like we have to, because sometimes we'll get like very few comments on a live show, and I never let that discourage me ever, because we get a lot of downloads on the podcast side. So and sometimes it's hard to see that, because when you're doing lives, you're able to see the people that are here and they're commenting, whatever. The only way we know who's listening to the podcast is when I check the numbers.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only way I know who's downloading it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcast. We're everywhere. We're all those places you get your podcast in your house is there. But we don't know who's listening to it until we see the downloads. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of downloads in the UK, a lot of downloads in Mexico, a lot of downloads in Australia, weird enough. Of course, we get a lot of downloads in the United States, across the country, a lot in California, a lot here in Indiana, mostly here in Indiana because we are a local Midwest podcast, some in Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, sometimes New York and Florida. I could keep going, but I'm not going to. The fact of the matter is, we appreciate you guys. We really do. We put a lot of hard work into the content that we put out there, whether it be Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, and sometimes we'll give you the occasional interview. Speaking of that, next week on the 19th, you have seen her on ECW. You saw her make a couple of appearances on TNA, National Lampoon Dorm Days too. She was in that film. If you were a watcher of Jerry Springer, you saw her on there. And maybe back in the 90s, you know, you did a little fat tour back then. That's Jasmine St. Clair. You can catch her on GCW. Yes, former adult film star. But nowadays, she's a manager on Juggalo Championship Wrestling. She also does her own podcast where she interviews musicians, does some true crime stuff, and also talks some weekly wrestling shows and stuff like that. So it's going to be very exciting to have Jasmine on here and talk some wrestling with her. She just made her NWA debut, I believe, last week. So she's really popping out again and doing a lot of great work. We're going to be very excited to have her. Next Friday is when she is scheduled to be on here. Jasmine St. Clair here on In Your House. I'm very excited to have somebody on here with her notoriety. And she was a Hellcat in the 90s. You know, she was really part of that shock, you know, that shock culture that the 90s was really known for. And I'm so excited to pick her brain about it. Like, we've never had somebody like her on the show before, and I'm very excited to pick her brain. So join us as we go live next Friday the 19th. It's going to be a really great episode. And the only way we're able to get amazing guests like that is because we put in that work. And that's HOWSC. And the W stands for work. So for
Howse,
yes,
Howse, can I plug? I just remembered something when you mentioned interview. We got a big interview Monday on Gonzo's Wrestling Room. We got Congo Kong.
Congo.
He's going to be on the show with us. So we've got Congo Kong going to be on with us. So yeah, so that'll be Monday at 6:30.
That's crazy because Jasmine is actually managing Congo in JCW right now. Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's insane.
Hey,
That's insane. That's crazy. See, I told y'all guys, it's all part of the work. HOWSC, that W stands for work. So for OG Tony Gonzalez from Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room, for the voice, Josh Joseph, and the whole team here at In Your House, I'm Allin the Con Man House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. We'll catch you Sunday. Peace.
Dynamite, 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 dynamite.